Let's speak to our Jerusalem correspondent, Iris Mackler. Iris, there seems to be some confusion. Where does this leave the Israeli Prime Minister's annexation plans?
The Israeli Prime Minister says they are not shelved. Well, perhaps they are shelved, but they're not put away forever. They're on hold, he says. He still intends to carry out the annexation. It was his initiative initially. But that's not what we're hearing from Washington or from Dubai, which I'll use as the capital for all the Gulf states. We're hearing from them that it is a quid pro quo. And we heard from Donald Trump again last night that Israel had suspended the annexation plans and that it was a good move, a smart move, he said. So what we're seeing is Benjamin Netanyahu playing to his base, who are bitterly disappointed with this decision and trying to straddle two things at the same time: the commitment that he gave to President Trump and, of course, to the UAE, and the commitment that he gave to his voters over 3 elections when he took this as a promise to the electorate.
Now, what else has the reaction been where you are?
Let's start with the newspapers say that Netanyahu has pulled a rabbit out of his hat. He's given up an imaginary annexation for a real diplomatic win. So Netanyahu is seen as a winner in this case. If you're one of his right-wing voters, I mean, this annexation didn't play for the Israeli public. The Israeli public didn't care about it. But there was one section of the Israeli public that does care, did and does, and that's the right wing, which includes Netanyahu's own voters, the settlers and Netanyahu's party. They are furious this morning, bitter, sour, angry. And I think that's why we saw that dance that he did last night over whether it's a permanent annexation or a temporary annexation. The left wing in Israel is pretty happy with this as a result. The general Israeli, who thinks they can fly direct from Tel Aviv to Dubai from now on, they're happy too. The people who are most unhappy are the Palestinians. They call it this treacherous agreement. It's united Hamas and Fatah in disapproval. They feel left out, and they've called on the UAE to backtrack and not to go ahead with this treacherous agreement, with this accord that has not had the Palestinians in any way taken into consideration in it.
All right. Thank you very much, Iris. Iris Mackler reporting from Jerusalem.